Okay, we're back at the hogback sale in February of 2015. It's been, I believe our last visit was in July, end of July 2014. We're trying to hit here every 6 months or so to see the progress of the effects of this particular sale. Also, it's very useful in helping us understand the effects of a popular timber management in the Cherokee, which is logging with shelterwood and seed tree cuts for shortleaf pine restoration and regeneration. Another notable thing is that this site has some fairly steep slopes that are on very sensitive soils in the Junaluska series that the U.S. Soil Survey lists as having severe hazard ratings for things like erosion potential, compaction of mechanical equipment, and so forth. And as we can see so far, still got some real significant effects happening 2 years after the logging that occurred here. This spot should be familiar, as in our previous videos they had burned this afterwards. So I probably burned the slash pile and I think did a further burn. We visited out here last in July of 2014 with the Forest Service, and it seemed that their attempts at shortleaf planting had not been, at least at the time, that particularly successful on the whole. At this particular site, we see a little pine there, one right here. I'm assuming those are shortleaf. I don't think that's a Virginia, but it doesn't seem like the planting was particularly successful. Not completely unsuccessful, but so far we see some spots where there just didn't seem like it took hold. That might be one there. But one concern of ours that remains, besides what runoff of what little topsoil may have been here in this really cherty ground, is how the concentric circles from the logging equipment really almost begin to blend in into sort of solid, soil-free mixture of compaction and erosion. This one looks like it took more or less, but the mechanical impacts are pretty considerable. And as you can see, like, they're at the top there, then we didn't walk, oh gosh, not even 50 feet hardly. Here's some more really intense compaction. You can see the gradient of compaction that took place here. We're talking, 2 or more feet of compaction difference between the non-graded area and then this. And then just right down there is your next concentric circle around the slope. And it's just very barren. And you can see, like, over here, it doesn't look like shortleaf really, their plantings really took too well. I mean, you can see a couple over there, but, here this sort of running off and effect, made it probably pretty difficult for seedlings to establish, in a consistent manner. as we continue down, once again we're on the second concentric ring, and you're pretty much just down to the cherokee. And kind of where the vehicles kind of had to join up to go back uphill. You know, we got some real considerably large bare spot here. Just pure barrenness. You know, as we said, there probably was never that much topsoil to begin with, which of course the Forest Service in our last meetings kind of made as if that sort of negated it as an issue. But one would think they probably would want to hold on to what little soil fertility exists. My apologies for the perpetually shaky cam here. And as we continue down the slope, this is pretty much the path we've taken on all of our filmings of this particular site. As we noted, in our previous visits, you know, they've opened the canopy literally all the way down to the bottom of the wash within, 25 feet, whatever their BMP, best management practice, dictated. We contend that that's a pretty inadequate buffer for even ephemeral streams. Of course, here we're just getting down, to practically solid rock at this point. This is let's get in compartment 323. Pretty harsh effects all around. But as we noticed, it just doesn't seem like there was really effective take of the seed of the shortleaf plantings that occurred here. You know, we see a few shortleafs here and there. Some may have been from their planting, and some may just, be, wild seeding. Hard to say. It's what it is here is very random.